Hello, class. My name is Miss Peck, and today we are going to be doing a special project for C's that is titled Design Our Dream Community Map. So let's get started. Okay, so our learning objective today, we will explore how the four C's critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication help us build a strong class community. Now, this might sound familiar, and that's because we've covered 4Cs before. But in case you've forgotten, we're going to go ahead and do a review of what those 4Cs are. So here's a friendly reminder. So, our first one is critical thinking. So, that's making thoughtful decisions to help solve problems. Our next one is creativity. That is thinking of new ideas and solutions, that is looking beyond what is right in front of you. Our third one is collaboration, and that's where you're working together respectfully. That includes everyone to achieve a common goal. And our last one, number four, is communication, and that's sharing ideas clearly, listening well, and most importantly, being kind. So let's go ahead and do a warm up where we can practice those four C's. What makes a community strong? So for this, we're going to go ahead and you'll click on this link and it'll open you up to a Padlet that will look something like this. Now in this is going to prompt you with three different things. I like, I wish, and I wonder. And yours is going to be under that question. What makes a great community? Like our class, town, school, all these things. You're going to think, I like this about that. But maybe you have an idea that can make it better. And you wonder, what if they did this? This is where you're going to write down all those thoughts. You're also going to see an option to like somebody else's comment. So if one of your students has a great idea and you're like, oh, I like that, go ahead and heart that message. After that, we're going to come back here and we're going to go ahead and do our mini lesson. So go ahead and take 2 minutes to start writing all those ideas down. Okay, great. So now let's move on to the mini lesson. This is communities in action. So we're going to go ahead and look at the picture at the bottom of the girl pushing the other person in the wheelchair. So, what do you notice about how these people are working together? Yeah, so you can see like maybe she's helping her push. Maybe it's her friend helping her push. Maybe they're at school and helping her get to her next class. And what challenges might they face? Well, if you look in the picture in the back, it kind of looks like there's some students there standing, maybe judging. Sometimes a challenge you might face is even when you're doing a kind thing, you're doing the right thing, you're working together with somebody else, there might be people around you that might not see it the same way or might make it more difficult. But that doesn't mean it can stop you from being kind and talking with others and helping others. We're also going to go ahead and open up this link and we're going to watch a short video again on communication and hearing other students and people of young age on how to make a difference. Great. So, hopefully that is getting your mind just thinking even more about what today's project and everything it holds and how you can make a difference. So let's go ahead and keep moving forward with our presentation. Okay, so Now we're on to let's brainstorm. So, as you walked in the classroom, you can see you were assigned a group of 4 people. And in this group, you're going to go ahead and brainstorm what are the essential elements of a great community, a great classroom community. Go ahead and take the next 2 minutes to do this. Okay, so now that you've had a chance to brainstorm these ideas, let's go ahead and look at what your mission is. So, you're going to go ahead and design a digital map showing your group's vision of a classroom community. Now, this is a tool that we've looked at before, but we're going to use it a little bit differently today, and that is Canva. So you're going to go ahead and, again, on the slides that I've shared with you, click on that link and it's going to open up a new tab. There's already going to be a map on there. You're welcome to use that, or you can start from scratch and create your own thing with your group. And it can look something like this. Or you have a map of a location. You can come up with your own classroom name. And you're going to be adding different landmarks and different names. So you're going to have those zones. You're going to make sure you're labeling those key features. So, for example, a respect zone or maybe a teamwork corner. All of these things you're going to be thinking about what you're going to add and explaining that throughout that. Now, how are we going to make this mission possible? Well, everyone has a role. So go ahead, after I explain through this, you're going to take 2 minutes to decide who's going to be what. So we have the facilitator, that's the one that keeps the group on task and manages time. You have a recorder, they're the ones who types or adds visuals to the slide. Then you have a communicator, they're the ones sharing ideas during the presentation. And lastly, you're going to have somebody who's checking the facts and ensuring, checking the time, making sure that all the volunteers are heard and following their rubric, that sort of thing. So go ahead and take the next minute or so and decide who's going to play that role. Sweet. Okay, so let's get started. So here is the map timer. Now, who is the facilitator in your group? If you're that person, go ahead and raise your hands. Okay, great. You are going to be the ones that are, friendly reminder, keeping track of the time. It's going to go by fast. This is a fun project, but I want to make sure that you're managing time and self-regulating what needs to be done. So about the halfway mark, I will be changing the slides for you to be able to see. So you want to keep track of that. It's going to look something like this. So am I on track? Think about the goals that you have set. Have you set goals and have stuck to it? Perspectives. Did you include everyone's ideas? Think about the timing. Are you about halfway done? You have about 12 minutes left. And the reflection. Did we stay kind, focused, and creative? Now, in this presentation, again, you're going to be able to click on what you can see here in the center. Is a percentage marker for each one of these. And you're going to be able to move that toggle and say, okay, maybe I did set the goal and we're doing really good at sticking at it. So we're like 90% there. But maybe perspectives, we haven't included everyone's ideas yet. So maybe we're like a 45%. You decide as a group what you're doing and how well that's going. Okay, great. So now we're getting towards the end of our time for that. And let's look at the pause and reflect. Go ahead and ask your group what is going well and what is one thing we can improve on before time runs out. Now, we've used this classroom discussion tool. I want you to go ahead and use this in your groups as you're talking with each other. I notice blank. And I wonder that maybe there's something that you notice something can be improved on. You're like, I wonder if, and go ahead and fill in that blank. Go ahead and take 2 more minutes to pause and reflect on that. Okay. So by this point, you have 12 minutes left to finish your map of your community that you're building. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. Okay. So now, hopefully, everyone should have at least gotten something down, a few key values of what their community, their classroom, those important values should have. So now we're going to go ahead and explore each other's maps. So I have handed out some sticky notes during this time to each group. What you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to take one of those sticky notes and leave that at each one of the groups. And you're going to write something, a like, a question, or a suggestion. Now, on the board, there's some sentence starter prompts. It could be, I like how your group showed this, or maybe it sparked something and you could say, one idea I'd add is, and you fill in the blank. So go ahead and take the next 5 minutes and walk around the room and look at each other's maps and see what each of you had ideas on how to, promote this good classroom community. Okay, great. I love walking around and seeing your different ideas and perspectives that each one of you had. Let's come together now as a whole class and, reflect on this. Let's talk about what went well in our teamwork. What did you do to stay on task? What helped with that? In addition, what is one quality or real classroom community already has? So, what's something that you notice? Okay, we got this down. We're doing this. This is something that's beneficial to our class. Yeah. And then lastly, now after walking around and working with your peers, what is something that you realize that's a good idea that we could add to our classroom? Great. This has been a very fun project. Love seeing your map and how we've grown, and applying this for the future. And remember our 4 C's, which is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Something that we used all four of today in our project.